I thought you had already.
Oh, nice try. Oh, nice try, LeContier.
My bad.
Nice try, LeContier.
I see.
Nice try, LeContier.
I see now.
Give me a 3, 2, 1. Yeah. All right. It is set up. Yeah. 3.
3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome to the Antonio Parkinson Project. I am Antonio Parkinson, and today we're talking about Donald Trump accepting the Republican nomination to be president of the United States. We're also talking about the assassination attempt on Donald Trump. We're also going to talk about my viral tweet. That sent the MAGA cult into a frenzy. And we have Memphis and Shelby County School Board member Stephanie Love in the building. Yeah. And we have State Representative candidate Dr. Talisa Franklin in the building. Yeah. So we got a lot to talk about. You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. We'll be right back. Hit that subscribe button. Welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. I am Antonio Parkinson. Man, I don't know what the hell Angelica is doing over here, but look like she's doing a sidestep. Right. Y'all, hey, look, welcome my lovely, lovely co-host Angelica Jelly Woods in the building. Give it up for her.
I'm not accepting that welcome because you try to be shady before you even introduce me. You try to blame me.
Come on, Angelica. This is how you going to come on to the show.
I am.
This is how we're getting started. This is what we're doing.
Yep, today. That's what we're doing today.
DJ Kojak in the building. DJ Kojak, scratch it up for a time.
High frequency. Bam, 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 bam.
That's right. DJ Kojak. Hey, this segment is brought to you by the official voter guide. We are excited. Make sure you get out and vote. I don't know if you can see that. Damn. Look at the positioning.
Can
you see?
You're going to blame that on somebody.
Right.
You're going to blame that on
Angelica. Look. Okay, we'll make sure we position that in the right place. But for real talk, make sure you get out and vote. Make sure you go to theofficialvoterguide.com. Download your official voter guide, take it in the booth with you. We are in early voting here in Memphis and Shelby County, and we got great people that are running for office. And we're going to talk to a couple of them later on in the show and, talk about some great stories. We are the fastest growing visual podcast in the Memphis market. Woo! We're excited about that. Yeah. We just had one of our clips to go over 1 million views, right?
Oh, man, that's big.
That is big, over 1 million views. So that would be considered viral, would it not, DJ Kojak?
Definitely.
Okay,
definitely.
so we are officially viral,
yes,
quote unquote. I'm throwing up the air quotes. We are officially viral. Hey, one of my tweets went viral too.
Oh Lord, yes, it did go viral. It did.
Yep, man. And it literally set the Trump MAGA cult into a frenzy. They were a little mad at me.
A little mad. They big mad.
They big mad. You might need some security, brother.
Hey, real talk. I did get some threats. Well, maybe 1 or 2. I couldn't even read all of the responses. Right?
It was so many.
It was so many responses. Yeah, and we're going to tell you what that tweet said here in just a second. But Angelica, your president, Donald Trump, accepted
he is so shady.
He accepted the nomination to be the Republican nominee for president last night. Did you get a chance to watch it?
I did watch it, but the feedback said it wasn't really like an acceptance speech. It was more of like a rally. Am I saying that right? I'm saying like rally. Am I saying that right? Rally.
Rally. Okay.
Rally. I'm saying rally.
Like a pep rally.
Yeah, more than acceptance speech.
Well, that's what these conventions are. That's what they are. They really are just pep rallies to excite their base. And so that's really what that was.
But they said it was like the longest acceptance speech in history. They said modern history. 90 minutes.
Dang, 90 minutes
is that? 90 minutes long. 90-minute show.
Yeah, wow, that's a long time. All I know is Kirsten kept on waking me up, right? Yeah. Dad, you ain't even watching it, Dad. You over there asleep.
And she said, and was asleep.
Right, and then she said, and you snoring.
Wow.
Okay.
Right.
They said they were asleep the first 15 minutes. Eyes were watering because of his account of what happened to his attempted assassination.
Right.
And then after that, it kind of just went everywhere.
Oh. Oh, okay. So Kojak, what were your thoughts on it?
Oh Lord,
Well,
don't walk off on this Lord, because he just.
I fell asleep probably 2 minutes in.
That mean he didn't watch it, y'all. He lying. Look at it. Did you watch it? Did you watch it?
Well, I did not watch it. I did not watch it. I caught bits and pieces of it. You know, that's all.
So Kojak, just tell us one thing that Trump said last year.
He said, "Make America great again."
He guaranteed to say that, not the slogan,
Right,
really.
right.
He guaranteed to say that. I thought Parkinson said he's my president because I said he was genius for bringing. Now I would say genius because he gonna clip me for calling Trump genius. Okay, it was a great idea to bring the Hulk out because even though he said it was cheesy, but it was I mean, his audience ate it up. So maybe he got a cheesy audience.
Apparently, you ate it up. Maybe
I
you're
mean,
part of the
no,
audience.
it's because
Shit,
I
people
always
talking
would,
about it
listen,
now.
even if
That was dope.
because I do PR, even though if I don't agree, I think about who the target is and did they execute it right. I'm not the target audience because, of course, I don't care about Hulk.
It's okay, Angela.
When we
You can tell us you're a Hulkamania fan.
I am not.
You like it when he ripped his shirt off and showed that good Florida skin.
I was gonna say something, but you're not gonna set me up. But I mean, hey, leave me alone. At least I watched it. He didn't even watch it or anything. Kojak.
Kojak, Kojak, are you part of the MAGA cult?
Definitely not. You see my hat.
Oh, okay. You part of the
part of-
Antonio Parkinson Project cult.
The cult. We in a cult too.
Right. So Trump, of course, this, which is is incredibly interesting timing. There was an assassination attempt, right? And which was 2 days before, almost to 2 days before, a few days before the convention.
Yeah.
You talking about some interesting timing, right? And go. Were you about to?
I was
Okay.
gonna say nothing.
And
PR.
so,
That's PR, right?
well, yeah, you are
He gonna
PR.
put them out. He gonna put them out. It's PR, right? When I initially said, yeah.
Why are you scared to speak your voice
I'm
on this?
not
Because you're scared of the
initially-
MAGA folks?
No, I'm not scared
The
of
MAGA
MAGA
cult?
I'm only scared of Jesus.
I heard that.
But no, when I initially saw it, which we were together.
Okay.
Yeah.
We all were together.
Right, we were having dinner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
before I knew about the person, the casualties behind it. I was like, yeah, this is a good little PR stuff. It's just the timing was, like you said, the timing just seemed a little too right at the time.
Well, let's ask this question before we move forward. How many of y'all out there, those of you that are watching, thought that the assassination attempt was something staged or something that was set up for a political game? Just chime in chime in, let us know. Chime in on the comments, right? And so when I first heard about the assassination attempt, and let me say this first before we move forward. We take seriously, those the lives that was lost and those that were injured, in the events that took place in Pennsylvania. And so let me be clear on that, and I want to be emphatically clear on that. And now, when the events first took place, I got it. I found out about it via a text. And so I immediately turned on the television to see what was going on. Now, keep in mind, this is on the front end of everything happening, right? So all they were showing was the what looked like the assassination attempt in a video loop on CNN. And I said,
I can quote you.
quote me then, Angelica.
I certainly hope this is not a staged act. But ... roll eyes emoji.
Wow, so dramatic.
I've been waiting for that.
Right.
There it
So
goes.
let me repeat. She's been waiting all her life to do this.
Right.
So let me restate it. So I said I certainly hope this is not a staged act, and that's really the emphasis, the context of my tweet. And what I meant by that, and in all honesty, I hope they're not playing. I hope nobody's playing. I hope this is not somebody playing, because it puts a lot of lives in danger, right? All of the people that were in attendance at this rally. Well, when Angelica was standing beside me when I sent that tweet out, and apparently it looks like Senator Marsha Blackburn and others retweeted it in a way and tried to put a spin on it. That I can't say they tried to put a spin on. They did put a spin on it.
Yeah.
And put a spin on it and said that I said that the assassination attempt was staged. Now, clearly, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that saying, I certainly hope this is not a staged act, is not the same as this is a staged act.
Yeah.
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 That's true.
So shout out to the MAGA cult. You know, 2 million
It's a cult
views
at
of
the
this
end.
tweet later.
2 million.
And
2
2 million and comments, and you know, their favorite word is POS. You're a piece of shit. Right?
I'm gonna put
And-
that behind your name in my address.
Right. But speaking of that, speaking of addresses, you know, there were other people. Well, you know, my colleague sitting in London, Lamar, she tweeted something. They didn't like it, so and she took hers down though. But I'm not taking anything down. So y'all, it'll be up there for
It's
y'all
up
to
there.
enjoy and live with, right? And but and then there was one of my friends who was running for office. You know, she said something, and then they doxed her, which meant that they put her address out there, and it was all of our addresses are public. But
Yes.
when they dox you, they put it out there so people can take notice and start doing things right. And they started sending packages to her house, and you know,
Okay.
and you know, making threats and all of these things. So you know, that's Tammy Sawyer. And so we want to make sure that, you know, Tammy Sawyer's safety is still, you know, kept in place. You know, here's the thing.
That's ridiculous.
Here's the thing. You know, on our last show we had Joey Solopek, and and one of the things that he kept on hitting on was harmony. Right?
Yeah.
It's okay for us to have differences in opinion.
Yeah.
It's not okay for, you know, those differences to become personal and you know, and become, you know, threats. And you know, and I did receive at least one threat that I know of, you know, from an individual jumped in my inbox, you know, making a
personal threat. He
a
didn't even put it
personal
out
threat.
there. He didn't put it
Right.
out there.
Yeah. You know, but and we take those seriously.
Yes.
You know, what's interesting is this. You know, here you're upset because I said I certainly hope that this assassination attempt is not a staged act, right? But then you turn around and you threaten me with violence.
Now you said a mouthful right
now,
there.
Now, what does
that
that
was
say?
That's straightforward.
Right. What does that say about them? Now, here's what's also interesting, and I'm sure they're going to clip this part of the video, and run with it. But I'll clip it myself and run with
Okay,
it. So,
all right.
is that the former President Donald Trump has been advocating for violence for the last few years, right? And I'm not saying that it's good that, you know, that there was an attempt on his life. Absolutely not. But, you know, you've been advocating violence, you know, for the last few years.
And that's funny you mentioned that, because one of the big takeaways they were saying from last night was that he was big on unity, which that's usually not what he is known for. He was big on unity last night for some reason, but his tone changed later on. He ended up going back to his original self. What are you looking at?
Right, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, you know, it's interesting because, you know, and you know, who knows? Maybe the attempt on his life brought him closer to God.
Yeah.
He did have a good opening prayer by somebody. You know, they're saying that he's closer. Yeah, they're saying all those
You know,
things.
shoot, them rounds whizzing by your ear or by your head. You know, you ever heard a round whiz by you?
No, thank the Lord, I have not heard.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so you like what?
Yeah.
That could have been it.
Yeah, Shoo. That's what it sounds like. Shoo. That's what it sounds like.
Okay, I'll never
Yeah,
ever hear
yeah,
that.
and you know, somebody captured the picture of the round
Slow
whizzing by.
motion, like-
Yeah, they slowed the frame down enough, and actually you can see it, and it's a
wow.
legitimate picture. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, but you know, we got to pray for our nation though.
Yeah.
You know, we are in a divided nation.
Very divided.
You know, where you know, where violence is not an issue. You look at all of the neo-Nazis and you know, those racist organizations that are marching in Nashville, which seems like it's becoming a weekly occurrence now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
care
and
no
so
more.
yeah, there's a lot going on. But you know, this MAGA cult,
It's cold.
it's a cult.
God,
you know,
he's killing me with
it's-
the cult,
they seem like they are a cult.
Yeah.
They die hard.
Yeah,
They
they
die
will die
hard.
for it.
You know,
yeah.
when I looked up and I saw, you know, all of the folks wearing the Band-Aid, I mean the bandages
Yeah.
on their ears at the convention, I was like, oh my goodness,
Yeah,
right? You know, and I certainly, you know,
it's not funny.
maybe,
Lord,
well, why are you over there laughing?
because
So, but maybe I hope that they have not replaced God
Yep.
with Donald Trump. Y'all quiet.
They gonna say he beat. Oh no, they might say he beat death. They might think he a god, and he's ready to die for the country. So
Any other time, Angelica, you preaching to us when we start talking about stuff like this.
Yeah.
You can't even get a
Come on
word
now.
out of it.
there's so much. There's so much. You come on now, Coach. Really,
Right.
there's a lot that I'm just thinking about. But as I said, it's a good. Everything PR is lining up. That's all I have to say. That's where I stand on it.
So was it staged or was it not?
I don't know. He thinks, according to his speech, because he said he's only going to talk about this one time because it's too dramatic. It's too much. This is one time he's going to talk about it, but I have a feeling he's going to talk about it again.
Or it
I want
could
to bank on it.
Or it could be. I don't want to answer any questions about it because y'all might actually find out what really happened.
Yeah, but he was descriptive. He
Might
said
say the wrong
he turned to look at the teleprompter,
Right.
and that's what it kind of whisked by him. He kind of touched, and there was blood everywhere.
Yeah.
And he thanked the Secret Service, even though I know we discussed maybe the Secret Service wasn't really doing their job at that time.
And
He
we got to
thanked
talk
him.
about that in the next segment.
Yeah,
But look,
sorry.
we are going to talk about that, but we're also going to ask, what are 5 signs that you are involved in a cult? Don't go anywhere. Hit that subscribe button. We'll be right back. You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, out.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. I am Antonio Parkinson. You are watching the fastest growing visual podcast in the Memphis market. So y'all give it up for that. Let's give it up for that.
You know what number we at right now? I had to put you on the spot. Look.
No, not necessarily, but on which platform?
YouTube subscribers.
YouTube subscribers. We are
Over
we're at 4,500
Almost
plus.
at 5. Okay.
Yeah, we're almost at 5,000. So,
Yeah.
when we hit that 5,000 mark, we might celebrate again.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my lovely, lovely co-host, Angelica Jelly Woods. Y'all give it up for her.
Hey, y'all. Hey. See, thank you, Mr.
She said,
Hey.
Yeah. Hey, DJ Kojak. DJ Kojak in the building. Scratch it up for him 4 times. Kojak.
Bam, 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 bam.
He gonna get that part. He gonna get that part
Hey, he
right.
gonna
That
get that
one
part.
part, he gonna get that part.
Hey, Dr. Talisa Franklin in the building. Y'all give it up.
Can I say something right now?
Wait,
This
wait.
shot right here is just clear and gorgeous.
You see
Did you
it.
hear
You
me?
see
Oh,
it.
wait a minute. Now that,
She glowing. She
oh,
glowing.
no, I'm not. I'm gonna take. Ooh.
But let me ask you, did you hear that scratch?
I did.
Oh,
really
good.
She
Yeah, all
passed
the
the
test
test.
can do it is like,
Right.
Yeah. Y'all heard that. Y'all heard
the DJ Kojak.
He-
Y'all
Oh,
heard that.
Lord. Okay,
Yeah.
now see now she done gassed you
Yeah.
up now.
Oh,
Come back down.
Lord.
Come back down.
Baby.
Come back down now.
ready to vote
Come back
right
down.
That is too funny, man. Too funny. Hey, look, so a couple things. First of all, Dr. Talisa Franklin, we are incredibly appreciative of you being on the show. Thank you for joining us.
Yes.
We're truly happy to have you here.
I'm honored to be here, without a doubt.
Yeah. So, are you part of a cult by chance?
Oh, Jesus.
Jesus code.
Jesus, baby.
Jesus.
Jesus.
Well,
What you know about Jesus?
Yeah.
right? But all of them folks that are in the the MAGA cult, they gonna be mad at me when they see
Supposed on stage, baby, like you supposed to. They gonna get you.
MAGA cult, MAGA cult, MAGA cult.
We're gonna put a beat behind that.
Oh
That's gonna be the hook.
It's gonna get Kojak remix that.
I will remix
Right.
that.
Nah, we're gonna be waiting
But
forever for
what's
that.
interesting, what's interesting is you know, all of those folks that are part of the MAGA cult or the MAGA movement, you know, they claim to be Christian too. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you didn't see that one coming, did you?
No.
Yeah. Oh, everybody's quiet now. Okay, y'all.
No. Sometimes, yeah.
Look. So, man, okay, let me frame it another way, since that one made y'all a little uncomfortable.
I know.
Right. So it is the evangelicals that are Trump's biggest supporters, right? And interestingly enough, with all of the, you know, the things that has happened with Angelica's President Trump.
Y'all gonna make him my because he write me a check like he did for Amber Rose then and said y'all gonna put me
Wow. You know, I'm just listen. I'm just messing with Angelica.
I know,
y'all.
but can you write me a check?
But let me make sure for the record, these folks don't think that you are, because I don't know who she's voting for. But with all of
not Trump, I'll tell you that. But go ahead.
with all of the stuff that has happened with him, you know, the accusations, you know, the lawsuits, the convictions, you know, the evangelical groups, organizations, and they're probably gonna come for the show now. But they are steadfast behind him, right? And you know, and it was with all of the threats and all of the words and that I was called because of this tweets. These are all the quote unquote Christian.
I'm the worst one sometimes, unfortunately to say it.
Yeah. And so, you know, but it is sad and unfortunate that, you know, we're dealing with it, and God is watching.
Yep.
Absolutely.
You know,
The eyes of the Lord is everywhere.
Man. You
He's
know,
omnipresent.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and it's interesting, you know, the direction that our country is going. But let me ask you this. So who y'all, let's ask this. And to the folks that are watching too, you know, give us 5 signs that you may be in a cult.
You willing to die for the cause?
Oh, okay. You're willing to die for the cause. So that's everybody that's in the military too, though.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, some things can be used for other things, but you willing to die for the cause, right or wrong?
Yeah.
I'm gonna add right or wrong on there.
Okay.
And you eat and sleep the cause.
Okay. Yeah, it is your life, right?
That's nothing else matters but that.
Okay. DJ Kojak. 5 signs you may be in a cult.
That's a tough
I
one.
stand him right now.
When you isolate yourself away from your family, friends, everyone, and just hang out with that cult.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Can't nobody talk to you. Can't reach them.
Yeah.
Like they were saying what R. Kelly did.
Yeah.
You know, they can't
yeah.
even get to his. Can't even get to his.
Okay, Coach,
okay.
that was a good one. Okay,
Back
Coach,
it up 4 times, Coach. Yeah.
Okay,
We
isolation.
ain't used to
Okay,
that.
I know I'm nervous.
Right.
Hold on, y'all going.
Oh, okay.
It's all right, boo. It's all right. It's all right. You're doing your thing, bro.
Got a friend in here now.
You know, I would say one is, you know, when no matter what they say, how outlandish it may be, they are right.
It's okay.
And you're brainwashed by the message.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Y'all, did y'all follow that cult? Speaking of cults, did y'all follow that cult with the black dude that was from Atlanta?
Yeah,
he just went to
yeah.
jail. And they had all, what was it called?
The rap man, I can't remember the
Something,
rap dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a rap dude.
He finna get 100 years or something like that.
Yeah. He had a
Wow.
lot going on. Yeah. Speaking of cult, you know, I wonder if Senator Tim Scott is still part of the MAGA cult.
Nope.
Oh no.
You know, because he lost his black job.
Yeah,
You know,
did.
when Trump chose J.D. Vance as his running mate.
But I wonder
Tim,
he had
you-
no idea it was coming though. Like, can you be blindsided?
Uh,
I don't know. I'm not in the world, so
now-
I'm not
now-
asking
now-
naive. I'm just asking.
Now he may have been blindsided, but those of us that are really doing our black job.
Okay, promo. Okay, there we go.
See it? Shout out to the T Hub, our sponsor for this segment. But look, you know, he was over there. I mean, really giving it to Donald Trump. When I say giving it, I'm trying to be nice, y'all.
Yeah.
Giving the goods to Donald Trump.
Yeah, I'm glad you
Right.
cleaned that up.
Right. Yeah. Let me clean that up. And I mean, running up on stage, hugging them because we love you,
Yeah.
Mr. President, bruh.
He was extra with it.
I mean, you just browned it all up in your face, all up under your eyes and your cheeks. You know,
He
you
said
just
brown it
got Trump ass all over
Okay,
your
so
face.
you was
Yeah.
doing good.
Right.
See, I was trying to help you. Okay.
And then
Oh, my God.
and then you did not get the nod.
Right.
How would one feel today
Ooh,
after JD Vance got the nod for vice
Did
president?
we
after he
get a
did all-
pan on his face when he announced it? I mean,
What,
is there
what
a
you
shot?
talking about? A
A
Pyrex
response?
pan? What kind of pan are
You
you
talking about a
talking about?
response when he
Did
got
the
to see that he
camera
didn't
pan
get
up to
it.
his face when they announced it.
You know, I don't know. Was he at the RNC? I don't know. I'm sure he was, right? But Angelica, you look like
We need to go interview him so he can tell us how he really feel about Trump. So now I'm sure he'll be happy to tell us how he really feels.
No,
That's all I gotta say.
I think he's part of the cult, and I think he would still be.
You think he still will be?
He's probably team. He's still on the team.
Yeah.
I don't
think so?
What do you think the Hawk Tour girl would say about this? I'm just asking.
Oh,
Okay,
look here.
I should
Look
ask.
at him made it.
Right.
Oh, my
Okay.
God.
But let me.
He
But
doesn't want to.
But let me ask this though. You know, so according to you know what the word is out there, Tim Scott threw his governor under the bus, who supported Tim Scott in order to support Donald Trump, and now Donald Trump turned and said, "I'm giving somebody else your black job," right? Basically, JD Vance, and so.
You shouldn't have to do that to get to the top. He had to learn a lesson the hard way.
My
I'm
goodness.
sorry.
Yeah, that
You
that
shouldn't
is
do that. Anybody shouldn't do that.
right. You absolutely should not. But that is absolutely
If
crazy.
I got some in my mouth, it's Kojak. He bringing in Taco Bell in here. Sorry, Taco Bell. They are not a sponsor.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
He is not.
Well,
A, Taco
shot
Bell is
should be
not a
on me.
concert.
Look.
She had to clean my face for me
That is
because
hilarious.
Kojak. Yeah,
Right.
Kojak.
Right. So Dr. Talisa Franklin, let's bring these politics.
I'm sorry,
Let's
go
bring
ahead.
these politics back local. So
Let's go.
Well, somewhat local. You are running for. Her name is Dr. Talisa Franklin, and she is running for state representative.
State representative 96, baby.
Tennessee.
Yes.
Come on now.
District 96 in Tennessee.
Right. So you know, this is your first time, your first forge into politics, right?
It is.
Right.
It
Yeah.
I'm nervous
Yeah.
for you.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. I just, I think it is different for me because I've been already serving the community, and just going into this space is going to actually give me amplify my voice, I believe.
Right. Okay. And when you say amplify your voice, amplify it from what? You already sold us you wasn't part of a cult. So what are we amplifying?
For the community,
Okay.
right? So many people in our communities, especially in District 96, it's such a diverse community, right? And so I always tell people we have three types of people in District 96. You have the wealthy, you have the middle class, and you have the poor, right?
Right.
And so somebody needs to be having the voice for the poor, somebody had the voice for the middle class, and somebody have the wealthy to give some balance. And that's one thing I know with what I've been doing over these last 30 years of serving in the community is amplifying voices, being a voice for many voiceless, and making sure everything is equitable. Because a lot of times we see things that's happening in our community, but it's not for everybody, right? And so we need to make sure everybody's at the table. Every person, every culture, everybody should be at the table. And so now with District 96 as a newly formed district, because we know this district was really recut up again, right? And so this district, in my opinion, it was cut up to fail, not knowing that a Talisa Franklin was going to run.
Hello.
said that-
Okay,
you
you
said
better
that
come
with a
through.
stump. She said
You
it
better
with a
come
stump.
through.
Preach
Look.
it. Yeah.
Hey, but that's incredibly important. So let's just track a little bit.
Okay.
Your what you've been doing before. Let me preface this. So I'm fully supporting Dr. Talisa Franklin for State Representative District 96. But let me tell you why. It's not because she's such a great politician. I don't even think she's a politician. I don't think she knows what the hell she's doing, to be honest with you. I mean, she's not a politician. So when I say that, I mean not a politician.
That's a good thing.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good
She is
thing.
a servant, right? And she's been serving our community for many, many years.
30 years plus.
30 years plus.
30 years plus, serving.
And we sit and look, what's interesting is I met her because she was doing this thing called Prom Show Expo or something.
Yep.
Excuse me.
You better get the boot. He's about to-
Prom Show. Wow.
Off the
Shade.
show.
She was doing the Prom Show Expo and she was giving dresses to girls for the prom. We're at a hotel
Yep. Holiday Inn.
on Mount
Mount
Moriah.
Moriah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When was that though? How many years ago?
God, Lord, that had to be probably right at 30 years, Touche. Seriously.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Because I saw a need, and that same thing I feel now. that many children that look like myself, they were not going to college because they never had nobody in their family teaching, right?
Right.
And so I said, what's a twist I can get them to know about college and higher ed? And it was like, okay, let's make something fun. So that's how the Prom Show Expo
Wow.
came about.
Yeah.
So it was like, only way that you could win the ultimate prom package, right, was with the limo, the dress, the tux. You had to go by every table, every vendor. Every vendor was a college or high.
Oh, man,
so
that's
there
close,
was
man.
a twist to getting it to the people, right? And so from there, it just kind of became a movement that all the different schools and all the different children felt value. Before I know it, I had children everywhere. Now I sit back now and look at these children. They're very great in society. They have degrees, they have families. And so now it makes me say, man, my work, the seeds that I planted, when many people thought, they was like, why would you be doing a Prom Show Expo? Because you tell children that look like myself that never knew what college was, you're going to go to a college and career fair. I'm not going to nothing like that. That don't make good sense, right?
That's a marketing. You have a marketing background, though.
Absolutely.
You're listening that. That's an important piece that you're listening to. So you have a marketing background.
That was an incredible strategy, and
Very smart.
and then you started, doing the Juneteenth celebration
Absolutely.
before Juneteenth was a thing.
I was we was doing Juneteenth when it was cool and before it was a hashtag.
Okay.
We understood what and Juneteenth, for the side note, it's the oldest known celebration for the ending of slavery. It was in June 19th. 1865, that the slaves got the notice that all slaves were free.
Yeah.
And it's
The
very
slaves in
important.
Galveston.
In Galveston, Texas.
Right, the slaves in Galveston, Texas, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they was like, what?
Yeah.
We've been out here.
So I always
Yeah,
say they was walking with the slave master to the courthouse to hear what General Gordon Granger was going to read about the masturbation of proclamation. But then when they went back, they went as an employer and employee. So now the slave master couldn't keep calling them a slave. You had to call them an employee and pay them the wages to come back and work on them dang on fields.
Yeah, but sometimes them wages was just a place to live.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So you
Trying to
still-
check right
They
right,
still
right.
wanted to be was
Yeah.
defining.
But believe it or not, y'all, we still got people that's enslaved in their mind right now.
Yeah.
You know?
We still got people,
Still got
believe it or not,
inside.
still got people in Mississippi that are still basically sharecropping.
Exactly.
Still today,
Yep.
that landowner allowing them to live on that land, and it's still happening.
Have you guys seen that movie with Keke Palmer with the slave? Have you guys seen it? It's like Jackie or something like that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, have you seen it?
don't
Okay,
know.
go
They got the
watch it. The
farm,
whole point
they got
is
the horses.
she's at a plantation essentially, and she doesn't know it's like the 70s or 80s that people are free.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Go look at it, and then she crossed over. She's like,
Yeah,
she thought it was current
She
time.
wasn't going
Yeah.
back in time.
They were just didn't realize they were free. It was
Right.
it's just she
Oh.
went for some reason, and
Hey,
she was
I
like,
have
"What?"
to watch
But
that.
yeah, please
Yeah, they
watch
ran.
it. But go ahead.
It's a great movie.
Show gave him a great plug.
I did. You give a lot
Right.
of books plugs on here. Okay,
I do.
yeah.
I do. So what is something, Dr. Talisa Franklin? You're in your first campaign. What are some of the surprises that you're seeing in while you're out here campaigning? What's surprising you the most about this?
The distrust of people, the same people that you help, and they said they had so much love for the community and they wanted this community thrive and go to that next level. But I then figured out it was never about the community; it was about themselves.
Yeah, and I always tell people, when you're in politics, it's the best filtering agent ever, man, because it will definitely separate the people that say they are your friends versus those that are truly your friends and supporters.
Right.
Yeah, man, it's sad and unfortunate, but man, you ask some of your friends who you thought were your friends, who you've helped, man, you ask them for a dime, you think you set their grandmother on fire.
You say on fire,
right? Just asking them to
A blazing fire.
A blazing fire.
Can I say this too?
Sure.
When I've talked to Parkinson about this. A lot of people take these positions, they run, they make all these promises, and then and this is maybe for the distrust. I don't know what happened in situation because whatever situation, but they say they're going to do a lot of things they're going to deliver, and they ain't no deliverables. That can be the distrust that just may be already set before you're coming. You're going to obviously change that once you take this seat. But I know that personally. I tell Parks, I'm like, now they said they're going to do X, Y, Z. I ain't heard from them folks since I got my vote. So that's just something.
Now.
Okay.
Okay. When you say, you haven't
Uh-uh.
heard from that person, did you reach out to them?
I do. I
Okay,
do.
I just want-
I do.
You gotta make them account. So
And I make them accountable.
one thing I always say, I'm not like the others, right?
hello.
Even my opponents, right? Let's just be very clear. I have 4 opponents in an open seat. They all have ran races, not one time, not 2 times, not 3 times, over and over again. But my question is to them: when you lost, why do you come back and serve? I'm not them
heard
folks,
that.
right? I've been serving before I ask folks for their vote
Okay. Come
on
because
now.
it's not about the vote. Because I don't need the job. Many people that go into this, they need a job, right? I want the job to serve the community. That's a whole big difference.
You make me want to give it to you right now.
You hear
I
me?
give it to you.
Yeah,
I bring
that-
it
And
over.
I'm
Yeah.
for real about it.
Yeah.
I want the job to represent the people. I don't need the job. Some people only go in this because they don't failed at everything else.
Yeah.
They said, well, I may go in politics. No, if you're not going in to serve the people, then what the heck is you doing?
And
Or
not
for
just
the
that-
limelight,
yeah,
please.
Yeah.
And not just that, but what's your track record of service before
Yeah,
you stuck
that's
your
true.
hand out saying, "Hey, can I get your vote?"
That's
Right,
true.
and that's how
true.
we choose our leadership from this part of the city, in the north part of the city, north part of Memphis, is we want people that have served already. Don't show your ass up here asking our people for a vote, and they ain't never seen you in their
Don't
community
even know
doing
you.
work. Don't even know you. Never seen you in the community doing work. Never seen you out here plowing these fields.
Yeah.
You know, but all I can go down the list. You know, School Board Commissioner Stephanie Love, who we got coming up in the
Yes.
next segment.
Awesome.
Charlie Caswell,
Yeah.
Rhonda Logan,
Yeah.
Michael and Easter Thomas,
Yeah.
and next to Lisa Franklin.
Yeah.
And myself, of
Yeah.
course. You know, we all plowed the ground first
Yeah.
before we even thought about running for office. She's been plowing the ground for 30 years. Over
30.
30 years.
You know what? I by chance was talking to Miss Franklin over the phone. You remember that?
Yeah.
This a mutual person, and I could just say I'm attest to her personality. Was always nice, professional. Even before she even met me in person, she's like, "We should meet for lunch one day or whatever." For her to be able to invest time, because time is something you don't get back. That spoke volumes to me. We never met each other. Not one day, and was willing to invest in someone to me, a stranger. So hey, that's why I go off, and I'm saying that I wasn't paid to say nothing. She
Right.
probably that's genuine.
But
You're a genuine person. So.
Let me ask you this before, because we're down to a minute and a half.
Okay.
What's your platform? Give us a quick and dirty of what you're running on. What's your platform? 'Cause
Your
people wanna
safety
know.
is number one, and we're the only candidate that is endorsed by the Memphis Police Association and the Afro American Police Association,
All right.
so that we can do what we need to do. The second thing is, how do we put more money back into people's household?
Amen.
We got to
Clap
get
for
people
that.
back
Hold
where
on.
they get some money, so they can
Yes,
feel like they're doing what
sir.
they need to do with their family. Third thing is education. In the state of Tennessee, we are investing the very least of educating our children in the state of Tennessee, and our teachers are underpaid. We must change that. And last and not least is having accessible health care. People should not make a decision whether they're going to pay their rent or go to the doctor. They should not make a decision whether they're going to take their medication or put food on the table. We need somebody that understands the needs of our community, that is bold enough to advocate for the needs of our community,
Yes.
and understands our community needs somebody that's for real, that's not just trying to get likes and this and that, but I'm trying to make a difference in the lives of the people in District 96 and the
All
state.
right. Shit,
Yeah,
give it up for
I'm
that.
turned. You got me
Man,
turned up.
what?
I was tired, but that you got me ready and live now.
Yeah, real quick. Give them your website and how they can find you and follow you.
www.Talisa for Tennessee, Talisa for Tennessee, and I'm Talisa Franklin on all social media outlets.
All right, y'all give it up for Talisa Franklin, Antonio Parkinson Project.
Thank y'all.
And we will be right back with Steph. I'm about to call. Well, maybe she is a doctor. We'll be right
Okay,
back
take
with
it.
School Board
Yeah,
Commissioner
go on,
Stephanie
take it.
Love. You're watching Antonio Parkinson
Yes,
Project.
yes.
Great job.
I ain't get a chance to ask about them
Thank you.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Oh, you better hurry up.
All right. Okay, come on. Welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. I am Antonio Parkinson. I'm joined with my lovely co-host, Angelica Jelly Woods, in the building.
Hey y'all.
Yep. DJ Kojak is in the building.
In
Scratch
the
it up four
building.
times, DJ Kojak.
Bam for Stephanie Love.
Wow. Oh, speaking of, real quick, DJ Kojak, before we go to our guest, you got a grand opening happening, right?
Yes.
Man, look how
Oh, he
hold
knew
on.
that.
Did you see
I
how
thought he
lit
gonna
up?
say. I thought he gonna
Did
say
you see how
no.
he lit
For
up?
the people up there,
Right.
For the people right there. It's going down Sunday.
I seen it on Lee's page.
Hip Hop Lounge and Event Center, 5721 Raleigh LaGrange. Y'all come on out, man. Go to Eventbrite, cause the tickets ain't looking too good, and I got a lot of people out there that I know and I mess with. Y'all better get to
This is the most I
Eventbrite.
done heard him talk the whole
Man,
time.
but
Like,
not just that, but Kojak,
Support.
Just a little, let me give you some free.
And let me say this:
Go ahead, go
Touche was the first one to buy a booth, so I shout out to.
I ain't the only one, though, am I?
you got a
I'll take
booth.
that clap. I'm just asking.
So hold on, he
It's
got a
gonna
booth.
be
Hold on,
somebody there.
Can we go backwards? He got a booth. Okay, I was gonna say
He
he got
paid
a
for
booth.
the
Nobody
booth
told
with the
me.
bottle. Booth with the bottle.
Mountain Dew.
Don't put no
Will you
water
be
in that
serving
bottle.
Mountain Dew?
Right.
Nah,
but,
we popping- we
hey,
popping
but
bottles.
DJ Coach, I'm gonna tell you something I learned, man. Here's some free shit from Black Market Strategy.
Okay, come on now.
Or
Give
should I
it to
send
him.
them in
Give it
invoice,
to him.
Angelica?
No, you
But-
give it to.
and-
Oh no, you need to invoice him. You need to invoice
Angelica,
him.
two things though.
Okay,
things.
tell me.
One,
And put me on game.
he got two of the best in marketing and public relations
Ooh,
right
and
next to him.
ask-
He did not tap into these
Didn't ask
resources.
us nothing. You know.
Come on now.
Right.
And
Now-
should have turned me down about 10 times.
You a lie, Kojak.
She
Really.
tried to charge me 50,000.
In the
Well,
name
she
of
does
Jesus,
trust
one day,
it. Right.
Lord. Yes,
Yeah.
Lord. I received
But-
that. I ain't gonna argue about that. I
But
received
let me say this. Let me
Yeah, go
say
ahead.
this, and I
No,
implore you to
seriously.
do this. When the thing about us, our people,
your
is sometimes you literally have to get on that phone and pick up that phone
Mm-hmm.
and call them and say, "Hey, man, look, I need you to support so this thing can be big." Right? This thing needs to be big.
It needs
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, because you know, for the part of the market where you are, you know, you need to blow this up, and it
And
could
the people
be,
you got coming, please.
yeah. So that's some free, and I make sure we take this part out of the show,
Yeah,
but
take
you
it
got a
out.
free,
Exactly.
y'all witness him getting a free consultation from Black Market Strategies live, right? Look, we got to let me before we come to our guest also, so we maybe add another 3 or 4 minutes to this segment. We are also the sponsors of
Oh, yeah.
what is it? Men Who Eat? What
Men
is
who
it?
can cook
Oh, Men Who Can Cook.
or something
I
like
said Men Who Eat.
that.
Damn.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah, it's about
Well,
same thing.
Well, that could have
Yeah.
went different.
And I'm not going that way with you. Okay,
right.
all right.
Right.
Men that can cook.
Okay.
It's the Memphis Urban League tomorrow.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. So we're all gonna be in the building, right?
I saw that. Yeah. We
Yeah,
gonna
sugar
be
might,
Are we all-
sugar might be with me, but we're
That's
gonna
fine.
be
Are we
there.
all gonna be in the
Okay.
building?
Yes, sir.
I'm looking at Kojak. And Kojak looks away.
I didn't know y'all
We'll be
meant
there.
Saturday. I thought
We
y'all
there.
meant
We there.
Saturday of the week of the hashtag cook convention.
I mean, on-
now.
So we've been spending a lot of weekends together now. Last
Too many.
weekend, Angelica, tell everybody about last weekend.
What we do last weekend? I'm
I
nervous.
mean Monday. I'm sorry.
Oh, you talking about our first live podcast?
Yeah, on location.
Fully packed.
And it
On
was a
location.
success.
No hiccups that I know of, so I don't know. They probably had some little mishaps. I don't know, but everything.
I didn't see any.
I know that's what I'm saying. Everything was streamless, like flawless. Went really well attended. Good vibes, good food. I had a good mocktail. I mean, there's nothing to complain. And my parents were there from Iowa, so hey, there's nothing to complain about.
Kojak mocktail. That's the only
I
thing I
did.
heard in that Kojak. Yeah. So shout out to Salt Bar and Bistro, 3101 Mendenhall.
Man, they
You know,
did that.
yeah, give it up for them, man. The service was great.
They did
Black
that.
excellence in business.
Yes.
It was.
The
did
service was great. The food was great.
All the
You
food
know,
was good.
technically they took care of us. The podcast went off without a hitch. Full house, packed house. Shout out to all the cosmetologists and barbers
Yeah.
that was
Shout
in the
out to
building
them.
too. Shout out to them.
Came deep.
Yeah, for the state of cosmetology, and we also want to send a very big shout out to Roxana Camusio,
Oh, yes,
who
she's
is
so
the director of the Tennessee Board of Cosmetology and Barber Examiners, who was our special guest at the event.
Yeah,
And
one
so-
bougie at all, man. Laid
Oh, no.
back.
Relatable,
we was just
nice,
kicking it with 'em.
yes.
Yeah.
Solid, good people.
Yeah.
Good people, and we want the stylists, not just stylists, but those estheticians, lash techs, nail techs, barbers, natural hair care stylists and braiders. We want y'all to know, the Antonio Parkinson Project. We mess with y'all. We love
Yes.
y'all. Real talk. And so, keep doing what you're doing, and we're gonna move, Tennessee to the forefront of the natural hair industry.
Yep.
Right, that's our goal. That's what we're shooting. So, and shout out to the team. You know,
Yes.
Rico, Nichelle,
Ooh.
you know,
LeContier.
LeContier,
Yeah.
Malik, and Chloe, and you know, and everybody else, and you too.
Behind the scenes.
Y'all were absolutely magnificent. You know, under them lights. So I appreciate y'all. Give yourselves a round of applause.
Yes. Shout out to everybody that signed up for a consultation. They're going really good. I've seen some people
look.
already applying what they know from Taylor Communications.
Okay,
so.
then. Shout out. Look, she making some money, Kojak.
I see.
Should've made
They
some
were
money.
free. They were free.
Yeah,
But it was
they-
seeds. I
That's
believe
right.
it's seeds. So I like to see them taking the advice and applying it. So
That's
It's
dope. I
actually
love
good.
it. Yeah, they'll come back, right? They'll come back.
mhm.
Yeah. So, you know, I've got a lot to say about our next guest.
yes.
You know, so another one. This is another one. I've been around her for a long time, right? I actually knew her before she knew herself, right? I'm just kidding, y'all.
Keep
I
you tired of you.
actually did. Honestly, you know, I was a firefighter for many years, and you know, retired from the fire department now. But back in them early days when I was on the fire department, I knew her when she lived in EA Harrell. You know, and right, look, Kojak, look at EA Harrell Projects
I still don't
in
know
Millington,
about 'em.
Tennessee, right? And she thought she was the it back then, right?
And
She
still
thinks she's
is,
the it
and
now,
still
right?
is.
And but you know, I have
Still a hater.
right.
He is.
I
He
have.
is.
Let me tell you how important this person is to my life before I want to introduce her, right? Because we are so close. Our children were raised together, right? Our children, if I wasn't taking hers to school, she was taking mine to school, right? And that's how tight knit our political family and personal family is. And so I can't say anything more about her other than bringing her on for herself. Y'all give it up for School Board Commissioner Stephanie Love. Yeah. Boy, look at that. Oh, she's so
Gorgeous.
sweet. Look at that glow. Oh my God. Man, I
really
love
was.
baby talking her ass because she tried to be so hard,
Talking her
right?
ass.
She tried to be so hard. You know, but you know, this woman, y'all, in a previous iteration of the Antonio Parkinson Project, she came on the show and she bared it all. Honestly, she bared it all. She told us a lot. She has, when I say she is one of the strongest women that I've ever encountered. Ever.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about just the recent events that she is not only surviving but beating, but I'm talking about even going back early in her life, you know, when she dealt with other things that I'm gonna let her talk about. But she is a school board commissioner, duly elected by the people of District 3 in Memphis and Shelby County, and she's been elected for 10 years now. And again, you know, earlier we talked about, you know, sowing those, you know, the service, right? Before you run for office. So I was first. She was next, right? And she was out there doing work in our community, you know, making sure our kids had a safe place to play. And then she was elected to the school board. Give it up for School Board Commissioner Stephanie Love. So, Commissioner Love, don't come on here acting all shy and bougie now. Look, but tell us for you how it started. And step on up to that mic too. You act like you're scared. How's she gonna be scared on my show? She wasn't scared on Channel 3 yesterday. Right.
Today.
Today, okay.
I never wanted politics. I was just being the mother, advocating for my community. And my pastor said, I had a dream that one day you were going to be over a whole bunch of kids. I laughed.
Why? Because you thought you was gonna be having them?
I laughed. But then the position came up, and I talked to you, and I talked to several other people, and you told me to just do it.
Do you remember that comment? Because I remember
Yes,
it. I remember
yes.
I don't even remember the position being open. I remember us being at, I don't know if it was Ed Rice, but we were at somewhere, and I was watching you work and doing community work, right? And I said, you need to run for office. And I don't remember if the position was open at that time.
No, it wasn't.
Do you remember what I'm
Yeah.
talking about? And I said, you need to run for office. We need to run you for office. And it was the service, right? You know, that service spirit, you know, just like our previous guest, Dr. Talisa Franklin, you know, those people that give for free,
Yeah.
You know, it's something different
Yeah.
about a service spirit, right? And everybody don't have it,
It takes a different type of energy.
right?
God.
Yeah, and let me define this because this would be a good clip. You know, we have T-shirts that say, "I am not a politician. I am a servant that happened to get elected," right?
Yeah.
And the difference is this: I can't stand politicians because politicians to me are people that show up with their hand out asking you to either vote for them or asking you for something, and you've never ever seen them before in your life. They've never sowed a seed into. They're leech-like to me. But that servant is somebody who will give of themselves freely simply because they want to see people's quality of life change for the better. And Stephanie was doing that, man. She was out there doing, man. I'm telling you, man. Stephanie, talk about.
I remember when my daughter, youngest daughter, was going to Delano Head Start, and I saw a need on the parking lot. I volunteered every day for years and got the parking lot under control. 200 kids were in that Head Start, and 50 or 60 parking lots was what they needed. They only had 20.
Wow.
So you could imagine the daycare vans and the people coming in, and it was a monster.
Right.
But I saw the need, and I bought myself a yellow vest and cone,
I remember this story.
Yeah.
I remember this. I stayed right down the street.
Yeah.
and I contacted the Head Start director, and he came out there one time, 20 minutes, and I had a new parking lot on the agenda.
Wow. Wow. That's huge. Though. You know how much money
That's
that
so
costs?
big. No.
Yeah.
That's huge. And so you know, I want to talk just real, you know, as quickly as you can. You know, and take your time, I guess. The Denver Park.
I advocated for that along
And
with
let me preface. Remember, this is before she was elected. She was not elected.
Right.
In any of these stories, she was not elected. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
I advocated that with Deborah Lovelace.
Uh-huh.
She was over it. I connected with her in the Fraser Neighborhood Council, and we got the park renovated, and the gang issue went away.
Wow. Yeah, that's huge. That's huge. Yeah, that's huge. You know, and that's the type of service and commitment to a community that we need. You know, so a couple years ago, okay, you're elected now, and you know, a couple years ago you had 2 strokes.
Yeah.
2 strokes. And I mean, think about that, y'all. Not one,
I can't imagine.
but 2 strokes. You know, walk us through that. What happened?
I was getting ready for work one Saturday morning. I was curling my hair, actually, and I fell on the floor. I didn't know what it was until I couldn't talk. I had my phone in my hand falling on the floor, but I couldn't dial 911, and 2 people were in the house. I called out for them, and nothing came out.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
And my whole left side was limp. And I stayed on the floor for 8 hours before
Yeah.
Jason came
Yeah.
to kick the door in.
Yeah. I remember, you know, Jason called me, and he said, "Hey man, you need to get over here, you know, because something's going on. Something's wrong with Stephanie. Something's going on with her." I said, "Well, what's going on?" He said, "She's on the floor in the bathroom and she can't move." Right? I said, so, I told him that sounded like a stroke.
Yeah.
Told him on the phone. So I got there. Jason was there. The paramedics, the fire department was had just pulled up, and you know, it's a sight to see. You know, being from the fire department, right, and seen it. Unfortunately, seen it many times, and you know, when I don't know if you remember any of this, but
Yes.
do you remember it?
Yes.
And you know, you have a person that's in the middle of a stroke, and they're trying to communicate, but nothing is coming out, and it's frustrating, and you know, Am I
Yeah.
correct in that assumption? Yeah.
So did you not show up to work or something that made Jason come? Because, like, what makes him come just to kick? I want to know, like,
Miska called
Yeah.
Sonia, and Sonia called Pig, but my daughter was trying to get in touch with me all day,
okay.
and my daughter called Pig. There is something wrong with my mama.
Yeah.
Because
She haven't heard from you.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Like,
So Pig is Tanya, and that's Jason's wife.
okay, I was like, now who
which is
pigs? I know another
right,
pig too.
Right,
Another
right.
Pig.
And so yeah, and it messed us all up that day, but here's what's interesting. So before the stroke, she was incredibly energetic and incredibly vocal.
Lose
Now
my
she's
voice
still
in my
vocal. She's
face.
incredibly vocal, right? With a couple of expletives in there, right? and so you've gone through speech therapy and everything. Tell us about your healing process, because
Occupational therapy and speech therapy. I'm
Right.
still at it. Physical therapy, I did 6 weeks of it. And I was in the hospital for a month.
yeah,
I walked out of the hospital.
yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah,
My arm is still paralyzed,
Right.
but my feet can work.
right,
And I am left hand dominant, so I do everything with my right hand now.
Oh, wow.
right, yeah. So,
And I spent 2 months on mute. I couldn't even say hi.
right. Oh, I remember, because we were drawing it on the
Yeah.
on drawing things on the iPad and stuff like that, right?
That
to
itself
communicate.
just makes my anxiety rise, not to be able to speak or vocally express yourself.
Yeah. But Lord, when she started getting her voice back, oh my goodness,
She
when
made up
started-
for it.
Right. It's interesting because her dialect actually came back more proper.
Yeah.
When she started speaking, and so her curse words are now more proper than they were before. Right, and so
You got that
so-
stain on there.
yeah.
Yeah.
And but all of this, and still maintaining your position on Memphis and Shelby County School
Still
Board.
serving.
Yeah.
I was in the hospital in rehab, but I was still going about the business of my community. And I want to give a shout out to my community. They stood by me.
Yeah.
And all this McCaskill set up
Yeah.
a suicide, and they did nothing but love me.
Yeah.
And I want to give a shout out to them.
Yeah, and that's incredible. Y'all give it up for Vince McCaskill and School Seat.
That speaks to volume of the type of person you are, that they're willing to sow and give back to you. So that is so
My
good.
sister quit her job and took care of me, and she didn't let anyone take advantage of me. She was another hen, mother hen.
As a sister should
Yeah.
do, please.
Yeah. Shout out to Trina. She did. I mean, when I say she was there, I mean there every step of the way. So let me ask you this. You back up for re-election.
Yeah.
Right. It takes a special kind of person to decide to run against this woman after all she's been through, and she was still serving. But what is the most pressing issue when it comes to education, as you see it?
Early literacy, parent and community engagement,
Yeah.
and the safety of our children.
Yeah. I would say that's some of the most pressing also. But what you gonna do about it?
I'm going to work with my other board members to get the agendas passed. I can't do anything on my own.
Right.
And that's what the candidates fail to realize.
Yeah.
They write out the list of things they can do on their own. You have one vote, and it takes 5 votes to get anything passed.
Right. Yeah.
I am going to work with the new board and get these things passed. It took 5 years for us to get funding for a new high school in Fraser.
Right.
And it takes time and money.
Yeah. Yeah, and so that is one of your accomplishments, though, right?
Yeah.
You got a
That's
brand
big.
new state of the art school that's going to be built in the Fraser community.
Yes.
What's the budget? How much is it going to cost to build that school?
A lot.
181 million. Is it 181 million, if I'm not mistaken, or 161 million dollars, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah.
which is a lot of money.
That's big. We
That's
talking
a lot
about
to
that.
But our kids need it.
Yes.
They deserve it.
They
And
do.
that new library, when the county mayor came,
Yeah.
we talked about the new library, the new
Yeah.
park. I'm excited for, okay? And the new school. That's big for the community.
That's huge because people a lot of times what people don't realize is that schools are centers or hubs for economic development for communities, and so that's going to be vitally important and way long overdue to have a school, a new school in the Fraser community.
When I was going through the data of Tresvant and Fraser High School, I saw the district take out programs after programs, and the kids left. Tresvant has 2,000 students zoned to their school.
Right.
The enrollment now is just over 6,000.
6,600.
600.
Yeah. So that's a lot of students. And Tresvant has a
That's why I graduated. That's
right.
my one.
An incredible alumni,
Yeah.
involved and incredible story.
Dr. Rod Richmond came out of prison.
Rod Richmond, yeah. And it's sad and unfortunate that they've lost so much enrollment, due to to whatever but there's been a disinvestment
Yeah.
in our schools. And I always ask people this too: how can you have a school like Collierville High School and still have a school that's in the shape of a Tresvant or a Fraser High School?
Because they don't care. Everybody talks about the students,
Right.
but when it's time to put money into the students, they're mute.
Wow. Yeah. Put your money. where
They don't feel as if my community deserves the same thing as a Collierville or a Germantown or a Millington.
Right. Yeah. And that's the reason why she is so important, to the school board because of
Yes.
things like that.
Yes.
I advocate daily and monthly. The only time I didn't talk was in the 2 months after I regained my speech hearing, because I couldn't talk. And I have been talking ever since, advocating for my community.
Yeah. Yeah. Y'all give it up for school board Commissioner Stephanie Love.
Look, somebody called my phone telling me to get out and vote, and I was like, "Listen, all right, I'm already voting for Stephen Love." Well, okay, then that's all I need to know. I'm hanging up the line.
Oh, so you got that phone call? You got the
Yeah, I
phone call?
did.
Good,
I was like,
good.
you ain't got. I said, "Babe, I'm already." Oh, she was happy. Okay, well then you have a
Right.
good night then. I was like,
I heard that.
Hey, bye.
Hey, see,
I
it's
get
working,
it.
Michelle.
It is.
It's working.
He didn't pay me to say that, but
Right,
they really
right.
did call my phone.
But I do want to say publicly that Stephanie Love has my full and complete support, right? And I guess I'm part of the Stephanie Love cult,
Oh, you're in
right?
the cult.
Because I go hard for her, right? But Stephanie, we're gonna put your contact information up. Is there anything else you want to say before we wrap up?
Vote for love. Everybody needs love.
There you go. Y'all give it up for Stephanie Love in the building. All right, so look, you've been watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. It's a great time to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget, we will be back here next week, and we look forward to seeing each and every one. Am I getting that right, or am I jacking that up? All right, so hit that subscribe button. We'll see you next week. Holla.